My question is, my partner and I have some concepts and inventions that we believe to be beneficial to the planet in terms of raising the vibration.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you.
Great, okay. Of the relationship between humanity and Gaia. Anyways, my question is, given the high rate of humanity's current process of ascension,
Yes.
would these ideas be obsolete? Would we get there without them organically?
That's up to you, isn't it?
Okay.
What are you excited to do? Remember that even when you create something physical, it's just an expression of consciousness anyway.
Totally.
But if you feel that that's the permission slip that is necessary to help others relate to the idea, then by all means you can use it. It's similar to the idea that when you perceive what you call our ship, or UFO as you call us sometimes, that we don't really need that, but it's an expression of our consciousness that, in a sense, is convenient for interacting with planets like yours. Because you can relate to it.
Sure.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, by all means, use the permission slip that you are most excited to use. If you change your mind about what works best for you, go with the flow. Yes?
Okay.
As the adept would do. Go with the flow.
Cool. Thank you.
Does that help?
That does help.
Anything
Just follow
else?
your excitement.
Not just follow your excitement. You know the whole formula now.
Without any expectations
To the best
attachment
of your
to
ability,
outcome.
without an attachment to the outcome. Yes, because you see, again, the physical mind is not capable of actually knowing how something might happen, but the higher mind is. So when the physical mind thinks, oh, this is the ideal outcome,
Exactly.
you may actually be limiting the ideal outcome with your assumption of what the ideal outcome should be.
Yes.
Let the higher mind show you what the ideal outcome actually is.
Then the other question that I had was specifically, I've heard you talk about the end of money and the flow chart of where human value or human worth.
Yes.
Replaces
Eventually,
currency?
yes,
That's what
eventually
I've been
your
working on.
so-called economic system will actually be based on the abilities of people.
That's what I've been working on.
Yes.
Something called the Human Unit of Energy System.
All
HUMES.
right. Then keep working if that's exciting to you.
Okay.
And
Is there
again,
any
remember,
confirmation?
please remember, you never change the world you're on.
Only the one I'm in.
You change yourself and then shift to a world that already exists that's more representative of the vibrational change you've made within you.
Cool.
But the world you were in still exists
Okay.
and doesn't change. Does that make sense?
Can you embellish a little bit more on it?
What embellishment do you need?
Can you talk more about, is it possible for us to experience our enthusiasm collectively?
Well, you do, don't you? Don't you have some collective...
In synchronicity.
Don't you? We do.
I guess I don't. I
You
don't
don't?
know what it would be like.
You don't know what it was like at all to experience exciting synchronicity with anyone else?
Oh, I do all the time, sure. Sorry.
Then what is it you think you're missing?
I would like to know what it is like to experience the possibility of facilitating more enthusiasm, even though I will be dead. I will be long gone, and then...
Just because you're non-physical doesn't mean you can't participate.
Sure, sure.
Well,
Okay.
then trust the timing of whatever state you're in. You're still going to be able to do whatever it is that is truly you, that you're truly passionate about, whether you're physical or non-physical. Yes?
Yes.
Well then, what do you care what state you're in? Do you trust the way your life is going to unfold or don't you?
Yes, I do.
All right, then it doesn't matter what state you're in. You will find yourself at exactly the right place, the right time, in the right state to do whatever it is that is exactly right for you. Be you physical or be you spirit, or be you another alien being, or be you an interdimensional creature, or be you the interstitial spaces in between the dimensions. Doesn't matter. You will do what you will do when you are that you.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bashar.
And a new good day.
I'm a little excited
Just a
A
little?
little excited.
Oh, all right, just a little excited.
I was at 6 o'clock. I was about 40, 50 miles away, and I manifested me being here.
All right, malleability of space-time.
So I'm excited that I'm powerful as
You
everybody
are.
else is.
You all are.
I came from the past 2 years, a very stressful state.
Oh, well, how exciting.
Yeah. And you know what? It allowed me to develop in a lot of ways.
Yes.
It also allowed me to develop into some illnesses.
Oh, all right. That's exciting too.
Yeah. So I decided to step back and just hone in on being a better self.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
And I'm in this space of pure nothingness. Literally, there's days that I think of nothing.
Well, even nothing is something, but I understand what you mean.
So as a human, my fear is money based. So I haven't been working. So how do I...
One moment. You can't actually use that as an excuse, because there are many humans on your planet that are not in fear of the idea of money. So just because you're a human doesn't automatically assume that your fear is money-based. Don't make that connection.
There's my fear, my soul truth.
It's your personal challenge, yeah.
Okay. So how do I know if I'm done with this cycle? Because I sure as hell don't want to leave this little...
What cycle? You mean your physical life?
No, this den that I'm in. I'm in a little den.
A den?
Like, I'm like warm and fuzzy and I don't want to leave it, and I'm fearful of
about leaving it, because what will happen if you do?
I guess my past, whatever happened, I got sick and I got too stressed and I didn't make the right choices.
You always make the right choices.
Yeah.
You always make the right choices. They may not be the choices you prefer, but if you make it, it's the right choice. If you use it that way, you will get the effect from it that it was the choice you needed to make. That means then you can make other choices that you prefer. But don't discount the choices you have made, otherwise you can't make new choices. You cannot get where you wish to go if you invalidate the stepping stones that brought you to where you are. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Because if you invalidate those stepping stones, there's nowhere for you to walk.
So the moment I decide to move forward in any direction, it's always the right decision at any time.
Of course, even if it's a direction you don't prefer. It was the right decision because perhaps you needed to find out that that was a direction you don't prefer. Remember, sometimes people on your planet have an easier time identifying what they do prefer by first experiencing what they don't, so that what they do prefer is clearer by contrast. If you use what you don't prefer that way in a positive context, it will be easier for you to identify what you do prefer, and then you won't have to spend so much time experiencing what you don't. But first you have to use what you don't prefer in a positive way, as if you preferred it. That's the paradox.
How do I know if I'm living my highest life, my highest excitement?
Are you acting on your highest excitement every moment to the best of your ability that you know of?
No, I'm in a den.
Well, then obviously you know you're not. Yes?
Okay.
So it's clear that you're not living your highest excitement. Yes?
Yes.
Well, that's how you know.
And are illnesses finite?
Yes.
And
But sometimes they end with death. Still finite.
Shit. So if you...
Well...
Okay, let me rephrase that.
Oh, all right.
So if there's a belief that's holding me to an illness...
Yes.
And I'm aware I need to shift that belief...
Yes.
How do I shift the belief?
Find out what the belief is.
Okay, I know what the belief is.
What is it?
I'm not good enough.
Well, why do you believe you're not good enough? Why would you buy into that? Does that make sense to you?
No, I've allowed it.
Because? What are you getting out of it? Anything that you buy into, you only buy into because you're getting something out of it. If you really weren't getting anything out of it, you would let it go. What are you getting out of holding on to that belief?
Not challenging myself, just staying still.
And that's because you feel that if you challenge yourself, what will happen?
I'll get sick again.
Well, there you go.
So do I mantra it? Do I journal it?
In other words, what we said earlier, paradoxically, it has to be all right for you to get sick in order for you to never get sick again. Because you are invalidating the sickness as an experience. Because you're saying there is no possible positive reason that I'm sick. But there could be. There could be. You can't invalidate your experiences. Any of them. They are there for a reason. To teach you something you need to know. So as soon as you start validating it and letting it be all right for whatever needs to happen and stop being afraid of what might happen, then it won't need to happen necessarily. In a sense, you are, in some senses, almost guaranteeing that you'll get sick by not ever wanting to get sick. Because you're saying that's the only path that I need to avoid. And you can't avoid it if there is a reason why you're creating it. Now, the reason why you're creating it may only be because you don't need it anymore. But you have to allow that to be okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Everything that happens in your life is okay. Everything that happens in your life is okay. Remember, you are an eternal, infinite, indestructible being. So what if you get sick and die? You'll still exist. You'll still exist. Oh, well, that was interesting. Speaking linearly, yes, I know everything exists at the same time, but speaking linearly from your linear perspective, you've done it many times. And in a sense, what we said a little while ago about you shifting from one parallel reality version of yourself to another billions of times a second means you're actually dying billions of times a second. This person standing there right now is not the same person. Literally, not the same person that was here a moment ago.
Oh, I get that.
You're dying all the time, being reborn all the time. So what? It's part of life. Allow yourself to know it's there for a reason. Use it for the positive reason it's there. And when you allow yourself to receive the message that the messenger is attempting to give you, the messenger will go on its way. The only reason things stick around is because you try to push them away. You don't pay attention to why they're there. So they keep knocking and becoming more insistent to get your attention. Because there's something there you want to learn about yourself. If only to reveal a belief you have that you don't prefer. Listen to them, accept, allow, invite those messengers in. Make me devastatingly ill if it's going to teach me something profound that I really, really want to know. Although I am open to learning it another way. I am truly willing to learn it in the path of least resistance. However, if the path that comes is the path that serves me and all concerned best, bring it on. Because I'm indestructible, eternal, and infinite.
And I may die, but it's okay.
Of course it's okay. And when it's okay, you probably won't die.
Okay.
At least not in the way that you mean. Do you understand?
Yes.
Besides which, unless you actually intentionally choose to take your own life physically, you cannot die before you chose your timing to die. Do you understand? Because if it really was that easy, you could just lie down on the floor and close your eyes and say, all right, I'm done, ready to go. Count to 10. If you can still open your eyes, you're not done. Because if it really was your time, you would leave. So you cannot leave before your time that you chose unless you actually choose to physically end your life. Which is also a choice you're always given. But even if you end your life, you're actually still given a choice to go back. And I don't just mean in the idea of near-death experience. I mean you could actually take up where you left off in a parallel reality, never even knowing that you had died.
Stop.
You have choice at every point.
God.
You have choice at every point, even after death, to keep on living. Do you understand? You have choice at every point. You are that free. You are that unbound. You are that unshackled. You are that powerful. Does that help?
Yes. Thank you. One baby question. Baby, tiny. Not all women are supposed to have babies, right? Speaking of babies, look, he's pulling.
Yes, I'm rocking your baby question.
That's my question. Not all women are supposed to want to have babies.
It's not a supposed to. It's simply based on what you chose for your life. So no, not all people have chosen to have children.
Cool. Thanks.
Whatever temperature you want. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before anyone else, let me again just remind you. In general, you have made certain appointments. If you have made an appointment, there will be nothing that really stops that appointment. If you haven't made an appointment, there will be really nothing that causes it to happen. Just let your life unfold in its natural way and see what it is you've agreed to have happen. By the end of your life, you will know what all the agreements were. In other words, relax.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I'm a bit nervous.
Nervous? Around us? Little old us?
Yeah.
Nonsense.
So last December, my highest excitement was to go to Peru.
Oh, all right. Did you go?
I went to Peru.
Oh, all right. How exciting.
It was very exciting.
Yes.
And I decided to go to Machu Picchu.
And did you?
I did the 4-day Inca Trail to Machu Picchu.
Was that exciting? Some hesitation.
It was very difficult.
In what way?
I was sick.
Oh, more sickness. All right.
Yeah.
So what did you teach yourself in that experience? What did you learn?
That I was strong enough to do the hike.
Yes.
When I was sick.
Did you?
I did.
All right. And?
Well, I was kind of hoping.
Yes.
When I went to Machu Picchu.
Yes.
That I would feel some great energy.
You did. It just made you sick. I'm not being facetious. Understand that sometimes when you're not used to certain vibrations, at first because of the resistances within your body, based on your energy system, based on your belief systems, that resistance to that new energy may make you feel ill. But that's a good sign because it means the energy is there. It means you're processing it. That's wonderful.
But I feel
You'll get used to it. And then it won't make you sick.
I feel like I got sick maybe because I had some blockage that the energy.
I just told you that. Yes, of course you do. But so what?
So how do I get rid of that?
Go back again. Go back again. You'll be stronger next time. Are you acting on your highest excitement? You said you were.
Yes.
Well, it's a process. Yes? You can do the threshold of believability and all that if you wish as permission slips. But what you did is all right. Please, 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 all of you, please watch your definitions of these things. The ups, the downs, the ups, the downs. So what? It doesn't have to be looked at like this. It can be looked at like this. You're always climbing, even if you're going up and down. Why assume you're back to zero? You made progress. You got stronger. You have the saying on your planet, yes, that which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. The idea is that you do need challenges in your planet, in your sphere of experience. You need those challenges to grow. You accepted the challenge because you knew you were powerful enough to. You will grow from it. It will be easier next time that kind of energy comes in. You'll be less resistant to it. It will be more fun. Allow this to be a positive and fun experience that you got sick because it means, oh boy, I got the energy I asked for. Obviously, I have a little work to do, but that's all right. That's all right. By feeling it and being sick, that means I'm working through my resistances. I'm working through my blockages. You understand? Look at it in a
Yes.
positive way. Define it as a positive experience. If you don't define it as a positive experience, it will be harder next time, not easier. Because you'll have added that much more resistance, that much more negative energy by defining the fact you got sick as something that wasn't supposed to happen. It happened. Blessings on you for being strong enough to experience that challenge. Yes?
Thank you. Thank you, Bashar.
Do you understand this? Can you take this to heart? Or are you still feeling disappointed in yourself?
I'm just wondering because when I returned from Peru, I started to get very serious migraines,
Yes.
and they're getting worse and worse.
I know. You need to let go of your resistance that things have to happen in a certain way in order for you to believe that you are actually growing spiritually. Many people in your metaphysical community have this very strange idea that just because you're becoming more spiritual, that you won't have any challenges anymore. Just the opposite is the case. You'll have more challenges because you're more capable of handling them. Remember, as you expand your consciousness, because there is polarity in creation, you don't become less aware of the negative, you become more aware of it. Doesn't mean you have to choose it, but you become more aware of it as a choice. But when you refuse to acknowledge that it has a right to be there, you resist, you tighten up, and the energy can't get through. You can't really make the choice that you prefer, and there will be physiological repercussions to that. Relax. You're doing fine. When you relax your expectations of yourself and your assumptions, the migraines will vanish. Yeah?
I have to relax my expectations
Yes.
and my assumptions.
Yes. Because again, you went there with a certain assumption and an expectation of what you wanted to experience in a certain way. You experienced it in a way that you didn't expect, and you reacted negatively to that experience instead of responding positively to it. Therefore, you caused even more restriction, which is causing the migraine. Loosen up. Lighten up. Be nicer to yourself. Relax. You did fine. You'll get better at it. Yeah?
Yes. Thank you.
Why are you in such a rush to be so spiritual?
It's fun. It's my highest excitement.
Yes, I know, but you need to go about it in a way that's also grounded. Remember, it's not about running away from physical reality. It's about incorporating physical reality into the physical experience and the spiritual experience simultaneously. There is absolutely nothing, as we said initially, unspiritual about physical reality. You understand?
Yes.
All right. Then remember the saying you have on your planet. You are not a human having a spiritual experience. You are a spirit having a human experience. You're already spiritual. Lighten up on yourself.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
One moment. It will be of some help to you, if you haven't already attracted yourself to it, to have the idea of some immersion in relaxing hot mineral springs. Yes?
Yes.
Is that something that you can do?
Yes.
What's the hesitation in your answer?
I'm just wondering where I would do it.
Do you believe that the synchronicity in your reality will provide you a place?
Yes.
No? Why the hesitation?
I'm
Does anyone in the room know of a mineral hot spring? Raise your hand. How many people raise their hand?
yeah, about 50.
I think synchronicity has provided you some information. You just need to be bold enough to ask. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Be bold. Move forward. Relax. Enjoy. All right?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there another question? Do you wish to? What is the time frame? Then, if you wish to pull another questioner, by all means do so.
Katie. Was there more than one Katie? No, it just says Katie. No, yes, with an underline. That's you, huh? Okay.
Hello, Bashar.
Good day, good day.
I'm very excited and grateful for the opportunity to speak to you today.
As are we to speak with you. What would you like to discuss?
Well, out of my scores of questions, I've chosen 3 for today.
All right.
The first is, how can we prevent observations, particularly recurring ones that are in direct contrast to our own positive belief systems, from evolving over time into negative beliefs and definitions?
Well, you have to ask yourself, why at any point would you consider taking on those vibrations as if they are what serves you best? Because they cannot affect you. You cannot experience them. Time has nothing to do with it. Doesn't matter how many times you observe it. At some point, if you start feeling like you're matching those vibrations, you have chosen to do so. So you would have to ask yourself what benefit you're getting out of doing so.
Okay. So my second question is, for decades now, I've been following my highest excitement, which has been creating some very dark and controversial music and artwork. And I've faced a great deal of censorship, and progress has been very slow, although it is happening. So this leads me to ask, what is your take on dark artwork and its role in our society?
Well, it can be used in a positive way to point out the idea of the negative energies that may exist in some people, the fears and anxieties that can act in a way as a cathartic experience to allow them the opportunity to let them go. This occurs in many of your books and your movies, where people can go through a safe cathartic experience by experiencing the art that allows them to get in touch with the darkness and the negative and fear-based beliefs within themselves, to process them and let them go. So if it is used that way, then it can serve a positive function by allowing them a safe space to explore those things so they don't have to necessarily act them out physically in your society. If it is used that way, then it can lead to a positive effect.
Very good. That's very much how I feel about it as well. My third question is, would you take me for a ride in your spaceship?
Not at this time.
Not at this
Except
time.
you may do that out of body, but not physically at this time.
Okay.
Your vibration could not handle it in your physical reality, but you can handle it in a different reality. And you have been on many spaceships in a different reality, in an altered state. So, but not physically at this time. It is not vibrationally compatible with your physical reality at this moment.
Interesting. So, seems these questions have gone by fairly quickly, so maybe I could let you know about a dream I had just a couple of nights ago. I was in the dream, I rarely dream, but I had this dream where I was in school and I was in danger of failing. And I was called down to a guidance office. And I was sat across from a guidance counselor. I was very annoyed at this point in the dream. And next thing I know, you walked into the room with keys on your belt as though you were working there. And I was dumbfounded. I said, Bashar? And you said, yes. And I said, is it really you? And you said, yes. And I said, can I ask you a question? At that moment, I woke up, and not 2 days later, I am able to speak to you here.
Yes. Well, again, The idea is that in an astral form, you recognize that you were looking for guidance because the reality that you were experiencing wasn't completely working for you. You needed to get in touch with certain belief systems within yourself about how to continue forward in your life in a way that is truly representative of passion and clarity. And so you were brought to the quote unquote guidance office. A spirit guide was there to help you. And by walking in with the keys, it showed you symbolically that there are keys that you can use to unlock the information that you need. Some of it may be available through the information we have shared with all of you. Some of it may be available through other sources. But what we are doing is presenting you with the keys to the guidance that you need. All you have to do is make sure you are following the guidance, operating, using those keys, the formula, in a very precise way, making sure you know the difference between excitement and anxiety for each choice that you make and why you are choosing it and how it is serving humanity.
Okay.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Aveo.
Hi, my name is Adam. I'm at the very beginning of my spiritual path. I heard about you from my psychologist, who is really fan of you, likes watching your videos, your perspectives, etc., etc. My question is, what do you know about the Shroud of Turin? Because there are some research which proves the thesis that Jesus was resurrected, and this, the evidence, the proof that Christianity is right, yeah. And I would ask you, what do you think about it? And what's your perspective about the Shroud of Turin? Thanks for your answer.
It is real. It is an impression of the body of Jesus. When it elevated vibrationally, it left an impression in the cloth. When it transitioned from one state to another, it was a high vibration that created a certain effect in the cloth that imprinted the form of the body within the cloth. Transition to a higher state, yes, you would call it a resurrection, but it was really a shift to a higher state of being and coming out as a quasi-physical being, shifting to a higher state of physical reality that gives off a form of energy, a higher vibrational frequency felt by all those who came in contact with that form of Yeshua, who then ascended, by simply shifting the vibration even higher and disappearing into another realm, another reality, a spirit realm, which was perceived by humans as if rising from the earth. But what was actually happening was a shifting of the vibration into the spirit realm.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I followed the formula, and here I am. I'm super excited. It's like winning the lotto.
Oh, all right, if you say so.
I've got 3 questions for you.
Yes.
The first one, my husband has encountered ETs, a small gray, chrome-like being, and 2 other beings, and he's curious as to what the purpose and what's most helpful for him to know at this point.
Well, you are part of the hybridization program. You are part of the evolution of humanity into the 6th hybrid race. So you have many encounters with these beings because you are participating in whatever way, shape, or form is necessary for you to provide information for the hybrids that will ultimately come to live among you in the future.
Thank you. Second question. 5 years ago, I adopted a child at a crisis. First 2 asks, my physical mind said no. The third ask, my higher mind said yes. Since then, this child has been a joy and a gift and my greatest teacher. And I'm curious to know if this was agreed upon between the 2 of us, if there's a purpose, and how can I best serve the purpose?
I think you have already said so. Yes, of course there is an agreement. Things don't happen by accident. And you have said you've already learned a lot, that this child is acting as a teacher for you and you for the child. So you've agreed to reflect to each other what you each need to know to become more of yourselves in this life, more true to who you really are. To teach the idea of self-empowerment, that the power that each individual has is necessary to attract what you need without harming yourself or anyone else in the process, to explore and discover what your passions truly are, so that you understand that you are connected to Source and have everything you need. So you're working together to upgrade each other in whatever way, shape, or form is representative of your passion and your excitement, your curiosity, and your love.
Thank you for that. Next question. I'm new to all this extraterrestrial information and only started learning about 2 months ago. So as I'm learning, I'm wondering if I'm to assist in some way. I want to understand the bigger picture of the extraterrestrials and the hybridization. And I'm curious to know, why is it important for them to be here? How does it
Because they
benefit
are
us?
family. They are family. We are family. We are part of your genetic material. We're part of your galactic family. There's a lot of your history you don't know that's been lost. You are heading toward becoming the sixth hybrid race. You are heading toward evolving into full humanity over the course of years to come. The hybrids will eventually come to live among you. Eventually, you will mingle. Eventually, you will gain new abilities. Eventually, you will come to live among us, among the stars, and explore other worlds. Eventually, Earth will become the UFOs of other civilizations. You will move out into the cosmos. But you will also ground yourself more connectively to the idea of Earth. You will understand yourselves as extensions of nature. You will express all the things that are true about yourselves more fully in peace and harmony and love. And then eventually, as you become the sixth hybrid race, you will blend with the other five to become the seventh hybrid race that will deliver 100,000 years of peace to the entire galaxy. That's where you're heading.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
One last thing. How do I close my perceived gap of separation with all that is?
You do not have to eliminate the idea of separation. You use it to your advantage. Obviously, the idea of focusing your consciousness down into a physical personality has its benefits for allowing you to experience new discoveries about yourself that you would not necessarily be able to fathom in a timeless state, in a non-physical state. So it's not about eliminating the idea of separation while you are physical. It's about using it to your advantage as long as you possibly can to discover new perspectives and new aspects of yourself so that you can grow from that perspective, so that you can change in new ways, so that you can add to the overall experience of all that is.
Thank you, Bashar.
You are welcome. Thank you for your participation. Aveo.
Could you tell us if you're familiar with the CES protocol? Would it be?
You are referring to the CE5 protocols.
Yes. Yeah, would it be helpful in making open contact?
Yes, it can be. Absolutely. Because it allows you to begin to take actions that allow you to engage with other members of different civilizations. So by all means, anything that allows you to take up a more active role and meet us halfway and have an open invitation and a willingness to participate, a willingness to engage, a willingness to interact, will move the concept and the experience forward.
Okay. This person is asking, why should we attempt contact? Why work towards it? Where is this leading to? I mean, this person is saying they're excited about all that because sure, it's something interesting and fascinating to happen in our ordinary lives. But why should we work towards that? What happens next?
There are no shoulds. You don't have to work towards it. As we said in our monologue, you can move in that direction or you can choose not to. You can choose to do some of the actions in the steps that we are suggesting, or you can choose to do some of them, or you can choose to do none of them. It's completely up to you. So we would answer your question by asking you, why are you involved in these conversations with us at all then? Do you get some benefit out of the information that we share with you? Can you imagine how much more beneficial information from different members of the Interstellar Alliance may be in terms of you choosing to adapt some of that information into your life and expand your awareness of what's going on, not only on your own planet, but in the universe at large? So it's up to you to exercise your imagination and creativity in understanding how much more expansive your experience of life could be when allowing yourself to move forward toward the interaction with many different perspectives, many different kinds of beings and civilizations, in much the same way that you expand your reality by choosing different friends, different experiences on your own planet. So it's really up to you to decide if you're getting benefit out of the information we have been sharing with you for the past 40 of your years. Can you not imagine how much more beneficial it would be to start engaging with a multitude of such beings who have all sorts of different information that could benefit you as well? But again, it's up to you. So there are no shoulds. You have free reign and free will in determining what it is you're going to get out of making connections to members of the Interstellar Alliance.
Okay. If you don't do the social experiments, how will this decrease our chances of contact?
Well, it will not decrease them, but it will not increase them. So the idea is that these steps are designed specifically now, at this time, involving the actions that you are willing to take, specifically to increase the vibrational rate and align the vibrational rate toward more interaction with ETs that are part of the Interstellar Alliance. But again, it's up to you to determine what percentage you will be willing to take action on. And that will be directly representative of the percentage of the vibration that you will achieve to create alignment with the Interstellar Alliance. So let us say, for example, that over the course of the next year of your time, including step 1, there will be roughly 11 steps. And then going on into the next year after that, there will be more steps, perhaps of a different nature. But looking at it on an annual basis, a year-to-year basis of all the steps, let us say you are willing to do all 11 and every single aspect of them. Well, obviously, doing all of them would put you in a position to be closer in frequency to the idea of the Interstellar Alliance connection to whatever degree we have taken you there at that point. Whereas doing half the steps would bring you up to about 50% of the vibrational frequency necessary to experience where we are guiding you in your interactions with the Interstellar Alliance and so on and so forth. So you can look at it as a relatively representational one-to-one ratio of how many of the steps you do as representative of the percentage of the frequency you will achieve within you.
Fascinating. Are we truly ready for this experiment? So many people still live in fear of ETs because of the way we were programmed to believe they are dangerous and evil.
Asking if you're truly ready is a personal issue, subjective to each individual. By asking, are we truly ready, you may be implying that you're not. However, if you're asking the question on behalf of other people who may still be resonating on a vibration of fear, obviously they may not be ready. And this is why we give you free rein to decide how many of these steps and aspects of these steps and actions you are willing to take. It's up to you. So if you are not as ready as some others, most likely you will not take as many of the steps, not take as many of the actions. But again, we leave it up to you.
This person says they have only recently started trying to raise their vibration and get into alignment, but they feel mostly in their life that they've always been late to the game, so to speak. Will those who do not figure their stuff out in time be left behind during the vibrational shift of Earth? The analogy you'd given was being on different trains, and eventually you won't be able to switch what train you're on. Is it too late to make sure I'm on the right train?
No, it is not too late. And by asking this question and examining yourself, you have given the appearance of being on the train that will lead you in the direction of the kind of Earth that you prefer to experience. The idea is that it's not impossible for someone to switch from one train to another eventually, but it may be more challenging because you may divest yourself of the opportunities to do so. They may become less visible to you as opportunities to switch. But the idea is not that you're left behind, it's that you have made a choice and you will move forward in the direction of the choices that you have made. We would not frame it that you have been left behind, because that implies that one choice is intrinsically better than another, when in fact the idea of going on a different train from the train you're on may be exactly what that person has chosen for the best path for themselves to experience. So we wouldn't frame it as being left behind. We would simply frame it as making the choice that is correct for you. Because again, remember, you will all have a chance in spirit to evaluate the choices you made in your life review, and you will apply that information to the next thing you will choose to do. So it's not about being left behind. It's about simply making a choice and being on the train you have chosen.
Is interested in breaking limitations. So once they've noticed or realized that there's nothing outside but their self, and limitations still exist due to ego and subject perspectives of the three-dimensional world, what do you think is the best way to step away and further break limitations?
It's important to let go of the limitations that truly limit you from being yourself, but that doesn't mean that limitations are empirically negative. Remember, you're limiting yourself to have a physical experience. Therefore, you're using a limitation to a positive effect, so you can discover something new within yourself and grow and change. So don't just assume that all limitations are negative, or they must all be gotten rid of, or all let go of. You are using limitations for specific positive reasons, but you can let go of the ones that actually truly prevent you from being who you truly are within the limitation of your physical reality experience. So you have to know what limitations are working for you and what limitations are working against you. Limitation is just a neutral concept of creating a focus that benefits you or serves you in some way. So perhaps start using the idea of focus as opposed to limitations if you find that you can't give the word limitations a positive meaning, and see if that changes things up for you.
Okay, and this person is asking or stating that ahead of this social experiment, I think it is important to discuss how being social can be exciting. This person personally finds that if they talk about anything that is exciting to them, they speak very rapidly, like the speed of light. And even if people may not understand what they're saying anymore, they're probably excited by it. Is this good for building social skills, or should we just keep practicing by ourselves over and over again? And do you have any suggestions about how we can practice to build social skills?
Slow down. It does not necessarily improve social skills to be communicating faster than people can absorb it. Otherwise, you are simply superseding the idea of needing any social skills at all. You're simply shooting off in your own direction, and you're not really engaging others. So we would suggest that you find a way to balance it out so that even though people may pick up on your excitement vibration, and that can be beneficial, if there is something else in the information you are sharing with them that could also benefit them, but are preventing them from actually absorbing it by going so fast, then you're not really socializing. So we would suggest that you find a balance point so that everything that you believe is important for you to share, everything that is representative of your passion and your gift to share to other people, is something that other people can at least have an opportunity, a probability of absorbing. Not that everyone has to. You can find your natural pace, but moving so fast that most people can't follow you is not your natural pace. It is the result of impatience.
So some people are very good at storytelling,
Yes.
whereas others are not.
Yes.
And that can be a factor in social skills.
Yes.
Can you make some suggestions about how to become a better storyteller?
Well, learn the elements. Learn the different points of story structure. They're innately built into your psyche, and everyone's psyche. So when you hit those marks, when you hit those resonant chords in story structure, that's when people retain more information, because you have hit those chords within them. They have felt you hit the marks that allow them the opportunity to make elements of that story relatable, to make them their own, in their own story. And they're willing to do that when you pluck the right chords in the right timing. That's real communication. So learn story structure and learn how to tell stories following that basic structure. Learn how to communicate information in that way. And you will find that more people will be receptive. That's how stories have lasted for thousands upon thousands of years. Whereas information that doesn't follow story structure usually vanishes relatively quickly, is usually not retained.
And as far as other social skills that could be improved, what are some ways of practicing that? Or,
well, you're being vague. What other social skills are you talking about?
Well, they just call it social skills, and they want to know how to practice it or do it so that they're better when they go into social systems.
All right. Well, since you have asked the question in a generalized form, we will give you a generalized answer. The best way to improve social skills in general is to find ways in activities that are of service to humanity. So be of service.
That is great.
This will be included in one of the upcoming steps of the Interstellar Alliance social experiment. So we will cover all of that, but that step is coming up. For now, focus on the steps we have delivered. You can add to them based on following your passion and following the formula in what seems natural to you in terms of your timing, but we will outline all these things in the upcoming steps.
And do these social skills translate over to ET contact type of scenarios?
They do. Because one of the primary things of the Interstellar Alliance is to be of service to all. Therefore, actions that are taken that are of service to others is one of the best ways to achieve social skills and connection and understanding.
Okay, and along the idea of following your passion, this person is asking about the concept of discipline as it relates to following your passion. They're saying that sometimes it feels like they're passionate and it takes this extraordinary amount of effort to feeling like not doing it or not motivated.
All right. And we understand this concept. But you have a saying on your planet, a labor of love is no labor at all. Now, yes, of course, you are going to expend some physical effort to accomplish things. But when you actually are acting on your passion, you don't mind, because you find ways in your creativity and your imagination to do them in the least effort way, in the most effortless way. So you don't mind expending some activity, using your body if you have to, whatever it is you need to do, because it becomes synchronous and harmonious with the energy of your passion. And even though you may be tired at the end of the day and excited about resting as part of your passion, it doesn't matter, because you still feel like you have accomplished and you feel good about yourself and you have a very good feeling in your body about having done something. So the idea is that if you find that it is too much of an effort, you are coming out of the vibration of your passion. You are not staying in the vibration of your passion. There's judgment in there and other things that are taking you out of that frequency so that things do become more of an effort. They do become more of a struggle. That should be your first clue that you're actually leaving the vibration of your passion, which means you have definitions of what you're doing that are not harmonious with the frequency of your passion. You may be doing it in ways that are not representative of your highest passion. And this is why we suggest that you really open up your imagination and your creativity and find ways to do things differently that are more in alignment with the frequency of your passion, because there's always a way. There is always an alternative way to do what you're truly passionate about in a more exciting way. If you can't find any way to do that, then what you're doing may not truly actually be representative of your passion. So you have to really dig down deep and ask yourself those questions. Is what I am saying I'm passionate about actually really my passion? Or am I just forcing myself to think that it is because I'm afraid of the alternative for one reason or another? But if it really is representative of your passion in the general sense, then there will always be ways for you to use your creativity and imagination to find more exciting ways to do that thing that will allow you to feel like it is more effortless.
Now, coming back to the idea of contact.
Yes.
Considering the situation in our world at present, will world leaders be participating in the first open contact scenario?
Some of them will, not all of them will.
And why would they not be involved?
They would not be of the proper frequency.
Okay. So will they actually have contact alone before there's a general contact?
We cannot say what will work for each individual that may be involved in contact. Different people will have different things happen in different ways that work for them.
And are there specific locations where upcoming contact might occur, or is it just really the person's individual vibration that...
There are locations that are more conducive to the idea of contact. We're not going to provide you a list at this time. We have mentioned from time to time some higher probable areas on your planet that may be more probable to have the idea of open contact. But again, we are not providing a list at this time.
Okay. In your last transmission, or last January transmission, you told us that the Pleiadians will be among the first ET races to contact us openly.
Yes.
What about the Anunnaki? Are they genetically related to each other?
Well, yes, the Pleiadians were, in a sense, the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki have evolved. There are no more Anunnaki in the original sense. Many of them have become the Pleiadian civilization.
Okay, and there's a lot of symbols on our planet to represent faith, protection, etc. Are there any symbols you can provide us with that help us align with contact?
We've already provided that in the contact crystal. The hexagon with a spiral in its center is a symbol of contact and a symbol of the evolution of humanity in becoming the sixth hybrid race, which is all about the idea of belonging to the Interstellar Alliance.
And how is life within the dimension that you're from? How do you live and socialize? Are you in a meditative state all the time? And do you have a physical body?
Yes, we have a physical body, which we have described on occasion, about being 5 feet tall on average, relatively thin. Our heads are slightly larger than yours. Our eyes are much larger than yours. Ears, nose, mouth, much smaller than yours. Our skin is usually very pale white, paper white. The males have no hair. The females do. It tends to be white. We are hybrid beings. The idea is that it is kind of like living a meditation, as I said earlier. We walk through multidimensionalities, almost like walking through a series of dreams, but we know they're all real. We communicate with spirits constantly. We're in touch with them and we can perceive them because we are quasi-physical ourselves, almost spirit ourselves in our evolutionary path. So it's like living in a very colorful, very beautiful, very multidimensional, very multifaceted daydream, connecting to all sorts of parallel realities as we move through life, experiencing the different ones that we are connected to that serve us, recognizing the ones that we can use to serve others in a very multidimensional way. So we can see many parallel realities simultaneously. It's like walking through a multidimensional daydream and a meditation all at once. We don't know if that really explains it to you, but that's a close analogy.
And regarding the evolution of humans, will the hybridization project result in humans being, being wiped out essentially, and there will be no more Homo sapiens?
In a sense, the blending will allow you to become hyper sapiens, Homo Galacticus. You're actually becoming more fully human with the hybridization program. So the idea is that it helps you reach your full potential as hyper sapiens, as the fullest expression of Homo sapiens.
But of course, there will still be Earths where there are Homo sapiens.
Yes, of course. And those that navigate in those directions will remain in the Earths and the versions of them that still have Homo sapiens as you generally know them to be now. But there are versions where the evolution moves you in the direction of becoming hyper-sapient.
So along the lines of extinction and the species that go extinct upon Earth.
They're still existing on a different Earth. Homo erectus still exists on a different Earth. But you're not there anymore. So, being Homo sapiens, well, you decided to navigate yourself to the versions of Earth where Homo erectus no longer was perceivable. That doesn't mean that they have been wiped out or ceased to exist. You're just not on that Earth anymore. So the idea is that depending on what choices you make, you will navigate yourself toward versions of Earth where you will continue to experience yourself as Homo sapiens in the way that you do now, more or less, or you will navigate yourself to the versions of Earth where you can experience yourselves as hyper sapiens, Homo Galacticus. You're still human, you're just more fully human.
So in a way, what you've just explained to us changes the dynamic from experiencing fear of extinction to recognizing that there's always that still in existence, and that you're allowed to choose a reality where that does not currently exist, that which is
where it's not experienced. Yes, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, it just means it's not experienced that way. The dinosaurs still exist in the way that you know them to have existed in what you call your past. They're just on a different Earth now.
And yet that doesn't mean that just because you can let things go extinct and not take any action to preserve species.
No, it doesn't mean
that is necessarily, you can have a cavalier attitude of, well, it exists somewhere, so who cares?
Yes,
right?
That's a negative take on the idea. Again, the actions that are representative of the version of Earth you say you prefer to live on, if they're positively oriented, would mean not out of fear, but out of love and out of connection, you do take preservation actions to create the version of Earth physically as best as you can that will allow you to navigate to that version. So you're creating a simulacrum through your actions of the Earth you say you prefer to live on so that you can manifest it for yourself in the navigation of the shifts you do to that version of Earth. That's why actions are so important. So yes, you take the actions to preserve that which you prefer to experience so that you're creating the blueprint for you experiencing that version of Earth. That's how you navigate. That's why we give you the formula, because the actions are important that you take in the formula to create the blueprint for the version of Earth that you're navigating toward. It doesn't mean the blueprint doesn't exist, but the blueprint then is imposed within you, so that you are vibrationally more coherent with that version of Earth. Do you understand this concept?
Yes.
All right.
And also the idea of free will and destiny. There's been some questions that have come up about that, of whether we really have free will.
Yes, of course you do. But you have free will within the context of the free will your spirit chose to have as an experience, which you're calling destiny. So it was the free will of your soul that said, I'm going to experience this kind of life with this personality. And within that personality, you have the free will of how to experience that personality. But your destiny is to experience that personality. But the destiny, that personality, was chosen by the free will of your soul.
Okay. And final question would be about dolphins and other animals that will also be involved in the contact experience, and how cetaceans are different from humans in regards to contact.
Well, they've already, in a sense, made contact telepathically with many different ET species, especially those that exist in the star system you know as Sirius. So, in a sense, they're a little bit ahead of you in terms of contact. They have already understood that contact is happening. And again, as we remind you, there are actually certain indigenous tribes of humans on your planet that have been experiencing contact for millennia. So it's only certain cultures on your planet that are catching up to the idea that contact has already begun, and in some phases is actually being experienced by some beings on your planet, human and otherwise.
Okay, and so is there anything else you'd like to share? Because I think we're out of time now.
There is nothing else that you need at this moment except what we have said about your desire, your willingness, your choice to act on as many or as few steps as you wish to what we are delivering as suggestions for you to align yourself to the idea of the benefits you can receive by being more harmoniously aligned with the Interstellar Alliance and the idea of open contact as an experience. It's up to you. It's in your hands. We leave it there. So we thank you for the co-creation this day of your time. Our unconditional love to you all. Aveo. We are in service to you. Good day.